Another Napoleon Total War multiplayer battles. I'm here with a 2v2 with Imperious Rex on Amazon Confluence as we are against Tactical Taco 187 and Tire Oak. That was a long battle. We don't have very many just iffy battles, and this map's gonna cause frame rate lag. I'm sorry for that, you guys. But I have the same generic army. You guys should know the generic army by now. But I'll still tell ya. So I have two old guard, 3 young guard, a general staff, obviously, 2 fusiliers of line, 2 national guard, 4 voltigears, the 6th Regiment de Legere, 2 Chasseurs H. Cheval, and 2 lancers. And Imperious is playing as the Ottomans. And let's see what his army is. Obviously, it's going to be based of. I'm assuming, yeah, he's got 5 light infantry, some Delhi horsemen, Nizam, Seti Turk. I keep on calling out credit. I'm just going to keep on calling out credit infantry. Sci-fi Cav, 1 Bashi Bazook, 4 Janissaries, and then 3 credit infantry, and then I brought whatever his name is. Yeah, I'm not gonna try it. But this is the Ottoman build that he used on Savoy Hilltop. So it's a very lethal army. So my young guard are huddled in the hill here and huddled in the grass. My Fusiliers have my cav in a somewhat close aspect, so I have my 2 old guards sitting back here. They will become useful later in the battle. Here's the 6th. Okay, if I remember correctly, one plate is Prussia, 1 plate is the British, and my enemy has, I can only assume he has 5 Lightfoot, maybe King's German Legion Lightfoot in that sense too, is he has a King's German Legion Light Dragoon, a Horse Guard, General Staff. Actually, no, he has rifles and Lightfoot, if I remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's, yeah. There's 1 Lightfoot right there, and there's the 2 rifles. I think he has 3 rifles. He has 3 rifles and 2 Lightfoot. Got foot guards. Most of his army is based of foot guards, honestly. And I think this guy, let's see here, how many, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For some reason I thought I was seeing 6, but apparently not. Most of his army is foot guards. That is basically what his whole entire army is foot guards for infantry-wise. He has another Life Guard and King's German Legion Light Dragoon. And then the Prussian player has 2 cuirassiers over here, Silesian Schutzen. Most of his army, I think, is mostly hidden, so yeah, there's some more Silesian Schutzen and a Jaeger. He's got musketeers, more cuirassiers, Count von whatever, call him Dinkeldorf, foot guards, musketeers, some more Silesian Schutzen. That one just went hidden in another musketeer. But you can see my guy's already putting stakes up. That's just going to be a problem for my cavalry. Almost instantly, I knew my cavalry was going to be worthless in the battle since I saw them deploying stakes in these river crossings. Well, he did deploy it in that one. That one has deployed stakes. Well, not as of yet, but he's going to deploy stakes right here in his end of the river and right here. And I'm pretty sure right over here too. So either way, you see Imperious is moving his entire army, but he has so much cav over here. But each army has a good consistent amount of cav, about 4 per army. But as always, my army is probably one of the most elite, but the British is pushing elite to the max with all of his foot guards. That's pretty much all he's provided himself. 1 foot guard, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all the line infantry he has. It's not very much. And let me see. Let me count this light infantry again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I knew I had a suspicion he brought 6 light infantry, even though we tell specifically in the rules to bring 5 light infantry and no artillery. But, you know, there's just the occasional one that decides to bring 1 extra light infantry unit. But we can live with that, I guess, at this point. And see, now he has deployed his spikes in each area of the battlefield. Except for this one. I think he forgot to do this one, but I think he's going to do it in a little bit, actually. But so far there's really no combat, but his Imperious Cav is getting shot up by one of my enemy's rifle units. But he can't really do anything because there's spikes, but I think he's going to still try to get the charge in. Or he's going to notice in a second. No, it looks like he's still going to do the charge. Though the stakes didn't completely deploy correctly due to the trees. So either way, the charge is somewhat successful. But there's a foot guard right next door and just obliterates Imperious' Cav. And since they're in such a cluster over here, that he's gonna take quite a few out with that one volley from his foot guards. But as of right now, my enemy doesn't have too much on this flank. And he still has a good considerable amount, plus since these are all choke points, there's not really much I can do except hope Imperius starts breaking through the Prussian player.
Infantry reporting.
I don't really know what I'm doing with this chasseurs. But now Imperius's light infantry is pushed up and trying to shoot up this foot guard, which is getting some actually fairly good shots.
Everyone's scared, lad. Don't worry about it.
You see all the Prussian light infantry's already opened fire, but getting no kills because they're doing nothing but shooting the hill. Micro error on Prussia's part. See, I pushed up my lights into position, take good considerable amount of losses on that advance. Probably honestly a waste of my men at that point. And then since this is the one area that did not have spikes, I decided to try to take advantage, but as you can see, my Cavs is getting obliterated on the charge. It's already down to 28 before it's even reached a line. But it is going to reach its rifles, but it's not really going to do too much to damage it, and then they rout. But now my Volts are in a range of 1 unit, which is the rifles. See, I tried to charge in this other chasseurs unit. They ended up going through the spikes. I failed to notice. I think I just decided to charge them in anyways, but I did get into the rifles, and you're actually going to get pretty much routed. It's going to be pretty much the first enemy loss of the battle. But Imperius is currently getting outflanked by the Prussian Cuirassiers over here. As of right now, there's not really too much damaging fire going on right now. See, I tried to get into this foot guard. See, I did not go offline on Steam while recording this. I should have, but I'm just going to deal with it. Message me in the middle of the night. See, now I've pushed up my National Guard behind
Our
my
men are running,
Voltigeurs over here. Honestly, it's only rifles and Voltigeurs that are firing right now. As I did lose my chasseurs at Javal right there, but did do a little bit of damage to these foot guards, not much. But my enemy British player has a lot of cav, and so does the Prussian player. But Imperius still outnumbers me in cav because I've lost 2 of mine, which I still have both of my Lancer units in my possession at this point. There's nothing but light infantry, but Imperius is now starting the main combat over here. But fortunately, decided to make a stupid move and move his foot guards up, so my Voltigeurs got a nice, decent volley into these foot guards. And here comes a huge cav charge which is going to be kind of defended by Imperius's cav, but his light infantry is going to take a pretty good hit from that charge. And then here comes another massive cav charge right here.
And must rest a while.
But since Imperius has Janissaries back here, these Janissaries are very good at combat against cavalry, so either way he's going to send all the rest of his cav against the Prussian cav. This is going to be a long melee combat right here in this area. There's going to be a lot of death right here. Right here is all the main death. It's right here in this corner. And then eventually when I get to push across, this is going to be another main death area. Is my enemy British player has lost one of his cav units. He's about to lose the second, it looks like. Looks like he's actually going to be able to... Nope, there it goes. We'll say he might be able to keep it, but nope. He's going to continue the charge. He's going to continue the charge with his cav, but they get routed before they reach this Legion shoots in. I do think a little bit of friendly fire is being taken by these foot guards. That one foot guard right there. See, I'm trying to make a slight push up the choke point. See, now Imperius is completely falling back. He's taking too many losses, or just really trying not to die. And see, he's still the better out of both of us. He just knows he's going to start getting outflanked. He's not really being able to kill anything. He's taking more losses, so he's going to fall back. And you see this large cav and Janissary fight still going strong. It's going to, like I said, be there for a long, long time. See, I sent in another cav charge, except it's my Lancers this time, which I do think, yeah, I got killed off by the spikes a little bit too. They're going to get into the ranks of the foot guards. As my young guard is ready, well, it's going to have to move again just to prepare itself. I know they're in fire at one, but yeah, they're going to be firing also. But now my Fusilier of line here is going up against a rifle and a foot and a
Our
foot.
men are running,
So
sir!
it's not going to fare too well. See, I'm doing some decent damage to this foot guard here because that's my young guard and Voltigeurs against foot guard. So far, I think me and Imperius have taken more losses, maybe, due to the amount of damage that's so far been done by the British and the Prussians. You see my young guard once again being stupid like they have been in my last couple, or basically the Waterloo battle against Lord John. They just decide to move up for no exact reason. I have to move them back again, so they're just going to take more losses for no reason. Because they're idiots. So I'm trying to just make this push in my National Guard, and these Vultures are going to get slaughtered by both the Lightfoot that range in the area.
Our
At
men
this
are
point,
running,
charge would have
sir!
been more viable, honestly. See, now that I see that these units are getting outflanked and just going to be outgunned, I don't know why I decided to charge them. I don't think I decided to charge them. I don't know what I'm doing here. My young guard is once again being absolute, I'm going to say, retards. But this Fusilier of line did charge in, even though they're not going to get to the line before they rout. And this young guard's just getting slaughtered. He's got two foot guards firing at me, even though he's shooting one of his own in the back. Just a little bit. I have already lost probably a quarter of my army. So I'm going to have to end up pushing up all four of my guard units I still have remaining back here. See, I'm moving them up right now for a reserve, but the British player's not really going to try to push through here. You see this cab unit over here. He's still got a horse guard and a light dragoon. As this cav battle's still going strong. Still 3 Prussian cav units existing. But now it's all but Prussia's light infantry firing. But this isn't even all of Prussia's army. don't know where. I think it all went hidden.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
As you can see, I'm rushing my units out of the choke point here. I'm taking too many losses. I'm gonna end up losing that gear. So the losses have already pushed up a good bit. Because already at this point, me and Imperius and the power meter have already been past halfway, and it's favoring the Prussian and British player. But Imperius is now starting to beat back the Prussian cav. It's not like it was going to win, though. It's going up against melee infantry, and it's also going up against cavalry. So there's really not much of that chance for it to win. As you can see, I'm pushing up a young guard. But already at this point, I've lost so many men. See my old guard just standing up here. Because I once again have to push back my young guard, so I have to move it up. At this point, there's still all the battle left to go, so I'm going to fast forward for a while.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must
all
rest a
these
while.
units still looking strong. Another British force over there, a little bit more stronger. But so far, there's really not been too many losses to the British player. It's just been me kind of getting slaughtered in the choke points. As Imperius is finally beating back the Prussian cav is there at all routes. And now, as he tries to charge the Prussian general, as his men slowly make their way out of the line. He's not really going to get to the general. For some reason, here comes a bold enemy cav charge. So he actually decides to turn them around. I don't know what he's doing with this cav. As of right now, I'm not really wanting to push an offensive against the British player. Imperius can very easily beat out the Prussian right now. As you can see, musketeers and a foot guard against light infantry and line infantry at the same time. It's just going to be a little pile of bodies. Guys already been shot. So you can hear the bodies dropping into the water. You see Imperius is rushing all the 4 mini cav units he has across. And now here come the Janissaries. I think most of these units that are routing are, yeah, they're all mine. There's about 4 units here routing. But as of right now, there's really nothing much I can do. I'm not really wanting to push, so I'm probably going to get slaughtered in the choke point. I think this Jaegers and Silesian shoots are almost out of ammo already, because this Jaeger's not firing unless he didn't have it on fire at will mode. And it's also facing in the wrong direction, so of course it's not going to. As you can see, a good chunk of Imperius' force is moving to the right flank of the Prussian. But as of this moment, I can't. I didn't really know what to do, because this is just a choke point place. You can't. If you don't do something quick, then you're gonna either get slaughtered, or if you do something, you're gonna get slaughtered. Either way, it's a slaughter. You can see the Prussian is getting ready for Imperius' Janissary charge, which is gonna happen very, very soon, actually. But it's gonna be a combination of Cav and Janissaries. And you see my enemy British player still kind of just getting ready for a possible attack that I could possibly give, though I'm not really in the state of mind to do any sort of attack. You see Imperius is slowly peeling off more and more units to reinforce this point, because obviously the Prussian force is weakened over here, and there's one of my guys' cav units. It actually looks like both of them are over here. Kind of gets to be a little bit of a boring battle after a little while. Honestly. Because it's just kind of camp. Because no one wants to push across these choke points. It just ends up being a light infantry duel the whole entire time. And now I'm starting to send in my lancers. Or my one... Actually, do I have both my lancers? No. I have one remaining lancer. I'm pretty sure I told Imperius to charge his cav, or whatever cav unit he had, into these light infantry, because, you know, light infantry can't do anything, but he turns them back again. So really there's no action happening. There's been a light infantry duel. Know what I'm saying sometimes? Light infantry duel. I'd say it more clearly now, because that sounded absolutely terrible. Is Imperius is getting off some light infantry fire on the Prussian now. And Imperius is trying to do moves to make the Prussian move. As of right now, there's nothing going on. Just nothing. Just a long, hard-fought battle. See, for some reason I decided to cav charge over here. Just end up getting my lancer slaughtered. I push up again with my National Guard and faulty gears. So these guys don't even look like they're going to get to the line again. So they're already very tired. They're not really getting that fast of a charge. But they are going to get into the light foot and do some decent damage. And Imperius has had to charge the
Our
enemy
men are
cav.
running,
Actually,
sir.
I think he just got charged. But he's losing his cav now. And I lose my final cav unit over here. So I'm trying to make another push into the choke point. It's really the only movement I'm doing at the moment. See, now Imperius is making a melee charge. Full-on melee charge. Is my British enemy is finally losing all of his cav to Imperius. Ooh, that launched a couple of musketeers off into the distance. As here comes the Janissaries. As they're just gonna instantly slaughter these musketeers. See, I got killed a little bit more over here. Which had to be a waste of my time. Because my enemy player has this area pretty much fortified. I can't do anything. But Imperius is starting to win his area. Or so I think. But the Prussian player still has a lot of force left. All of us still have a lot of force left. It's just we don't want to do anything with that force. But Imperius is very quickly making his way through this musketeer unit. As it's going to rout here in a second. There it goes. As you saw a couple of his Janissaries drop. An attempted cav charge, and then his Janissaries make their way right into the line, or basically the square, of this Prussian unit, and they're really low already, so they're just going to rout. And a final cav charge for the British player, which actually routs the rest of Imperius' cavalry. Almost. Almost. So, I'm pushing a Fusilier of the line and a Volt up to try to do an attack. Actually, it's the 6th. But of course, since the light infantry actually gives the foot guards more range, so pretty much my Fusilier of the line is going to get slaughtered from behind the line. But now all of the cav is pretty much gone. There's only that remaining cav unit which is now routed. So all the cav on the battlefield is now gone besides the generals themselves. But now it's in just a massive Ottoman charge by Imperius. But this poor Fusilier just gets slaughtered in the battle against these guys. Not really doing too much damage to these guys because I can't really do anything. I just got this Fusilier slaughtered though.
Our men are running, sir!
There goes that 6th Regiment de Ligier. As Prussia is getting obliterated by the Ottoman Janissaries. So my enemy just decides to cross. He's getting tired of waiting. It's not like I'm going to do anything, so he just decides to cross, which I was quite thankful for. So that's just going to basically start pushing this battle into a different eye here. And now me and Imperius are starting to win this battle in the power meter. As the Prussian force is very quickly routing. Finally routs one Janissary. Pretty much after all of what Imperius has done, it's pretty much up to me to win the battle, even though he does have a decent little bit of force left. It is still pretty much up to me, though. Let's have 2 Voltigears firing in. And he started trying to push across and ended up pushing that Fusilier of the line. Just trying to push them forward now as the 6th is going to go back up there and help. But I'm actually finally starting to rout a few British units. So the foot guard is routed and now there's nothing but lights. Routed that foot guard too. So now it's just nothing but British. Now there's British bodies in these river bodies. But now I'm starting to see the need maybe for my guards to move them up. But now the British player is starting to lose his force now. So I end up moving this young guard up. The Prussian force is quickly dwindling. All he has left really is what looks to be actually 4 infantry units and then 4 lights. That's what he has left in his army. As you can see, my young guard kind of getting shot up a little bit before getting into line. Unfortunately, now this Fusilier of the line is quickly getting killed.
Our men are running,
So
sir!
it's them. But now my young guard is putting the hurt into these British units here. So there's 2 foot guards right here that can variously slaughter that unit. At this point, I'm just starting to have to use all my remaining reinforcements, even though I still have 2 guard units back here. See, my young guard is kind of getting iffy in the numbers already. See, that rifle is finally routing. I'm gonna have an old guard right on the flank here. I think they're mostly gonna be shooting. Maybe a hill, I don't know. As of right now, Imperius is starting to still win this flank. See now my old guard. This is another young guard. I thought this was an old guard. My 2 old guard are still back here. Oh yeah, there's one over there. And the other one's right here. I think this light foot might be out of ammo because he's just marching them at me. But this National Guard's gonna get a volley into them before I think they shoot. And a few men drop. As of right now, my young guard are doing decently well. At this point, the Prussian is starting to dwindle very, very quickly. And is pretty much dead. But I still have a decent little bit of British force to demolish as I send my old guard up. My other old guard in position because I'm afraid that this light foot's going to break through this National Guard, which I think it might do. I can't remember though. There's a decent volley right there. So you see a foot guard's coming in too. But Imperius is still winning. He's getting a charge into the back of these. Schlesian shoots in because they're basically out. Everything's outmatched now as our armies are both winning. It's this old guard now shooting a hill, unfortunately. I think I'm going to end up moving them up a little bit because I noticed that actually. But now everything is routed in this area. So I end up moving this old guard up just to make sure these guys don't break through. And basically kind of into the back of my National Guard, but at the same time hitting these foot guards and the light foot. And that's pretty much it for this battle. I mean, there's really not much else on the battlefield. All but this light, which is now gone. General.
Our men are running, sir!
As I lost the National Guard here. That foot guard is routed. Is this light foot is about to rout now. Trying to keep my old guard from taking any losses, but they're going to take. This one's going to take a few in a second due to this charge.
A glorious victory, sir.
no, the charge
Is
is-
soon to be yours.
Not going to make it to the line. Oh yeah, they take one loss. One loss due to one lucky light foot guy. And then the general routes. And there's just this one British unit. The general's dead. So that just means a mass rout will occur in a second. I ended up losing one young guard over here. But the Prussian general is just retreating right now. But now I've taken this area, secured it. I'm gonna fast forward till the end, and that's it, you guys. Another long. This is actually probably one of my longest ones. Actually, probably not. I don't know. But obviously, Imperius killed a lot more than me. I took about the same amount of losses, but I didn't kill much. I just had one of the worst choke point areas, and plus I don't really have any of the melee infantry advantage like he did. So that's the end of this one, you guys. Hope you guys like it. More to come. Peace.